Let's go.
New from Left Coast Graphics, the Enamelian Falcon spaceship pin. Collect them all.
What is going on? Join me. Oops. Let's do it this way. Boom. How's everybody doing today? Feel free to join me. I'm just gonna go over some of the swag and some of the cool toys and items I picked up yesterday at the toy show I was a vendor at. So my second experience as a toy vendor seller, and not my first going to a toy show and buying stuff, but it's interesting, the dynamics, and you know when it's busy and not busy, and when you can walk around, have your buddy watch your table, and trying to sell both your stuff while the one guy walks around. So basically throughout the day, taking turns doing that and having a smoke break or a sandwich break at Subway. It went pretty well. 9:30 to 3 was the show time. Of course, we'll get there about an hour early, set up the table, display your wares, and sell your goods, as many as you can. So it went pretty good. So I will again post this link for those that have not seen it and dared to click it. Click it. It's more fun to have someone to talk with. Otherwise, you're just going to see this toy haul cam. Something like that. So something I did at the end of the show today is I decided, okay, I'm going to go around to every booth, everywhere I saw a hammerhead, and I'm going to buy them. And I'm sure I saw 3, but I only found 2 at the end of the show. So luckily someone else got to bring a hammerhead home today. Always bring home a hammerhead. So got 2 nice hammerhead examples. $5 each, I said. No more, little man. So yeah, come on, man. $5, I'll buy basically any vintage Star Wars figure all day. So happy to add these hammerheads to the collection. Without pre-looking, I believe they both have the same Hong Kong. Oh, they actually do. They are different. They both say Hong Kong, but they're a little bit different stamps. Cool nonetheless. Always hammer time. Super John, be proud. Just this lovely $5 Yoda, and I've never, turned down even beaters, but I've never noticed his legs are actually molded in green, and the brown part is painted on. So I wonder if that's a variant of some kind, or if that's actual green paint. If that's green paint, that's freaking, absolute. Actually, it must. I don't know. It's not on on the body at all, so it can't be green paint. Hey, buddy, how you doing, Chris?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much. You got a Yoda handy?
No, I'm at work.
Oh, you're at work today. Okay. How's work going for you?
Man, it's nice and slow here.
Is that right? Okay, glad to hear that. That's always a pleasure. Did I hear you this morning say, talking to your boss at work, I'm just building Lego? Oh, okay, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as there's nothing incredible going on and I pay attention to what I'm supposed to be watching.
Yeah, gotcha.
Plus, it's only like for an hour and a half, and then the rest of the day I'm here.
Let's say Hong Kong. Did you work yesterday too?
Oh yeah, I work every weekend.
Okay, and did you say tomorrow or early this week you have something planned for your family and your mom and whatnot?
Yeah, that's this afternoon after I get off. Her church is throwing a little memorial thing for her.
Oh, okay. Happy to hear you got something organized, and as quickly as you can do that stuff, right? So all the best to you and your loved ones, buddy.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you saw a picture. There was also a couple of guys, 501st guys, walking around.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
One stormtrooper and one TIE pilot. And, I gave them some pins, and they were happy enough to give me this beautiful British Columbia, the Outer Rim Garrison. So shout out to the
Cool.
British Columbia branch of the 501st. Beautiful mountains in the background. So I'm sure Denver's probably got a similar thing. Maybe they got some mountains within their 501st logo. I'm not sure. But I appreciate them all, man. There's the 501st. So it's pretty cool to trade some swag and not being at a big Star Wars convention. Oh yeah. Don't forget these. Still pre-order. I got about 25 left to go. So yeah, like I did sell some toys, and I did end up bringing home probably more toys than I sold, but it was interesting nonetheless.
How'd your pins do?
I gave away more pins than I sold pins.
Yeah,
That's it's part of the, and I gave away a few toys to the kids. Both me and my buddy that were there beside me were kind of doing that too, right? It's hard to convince some of these kids to take them. They're like, no, but no, please take some toys. So let me switch my camera back here. Welcome some of the people in chat. It looks like Junkman swung by to try and cancel me. Cancel that Junkman, everyone. Hashtag Mr. Salacious. Yes, the Hammerhead posse is growing. I may have like 5 now. Do you have a Hammerhead, Chris? If not, I got a Hammerhead.
I've got a couple original Hammerheads, and then of course all the other ones in package.
What's so fun and great about Hammerhead, aside from his awesomeness, is he's not hard to find. Like I said, I paid $5 each for those 3 figures. Come on, man, $5. Like the next Hammerhead that we'll be able to buy, hopefully in the near future, will be either $20 or $34, or maybe it'll be deluxe and it'll be even $50. But for $5, please, everyone, support your local Hammerheads and pick them up. Anyone wants to join? There's a link again. Hello, Sonny from Down Under. How you doing there?
It would have been nice if they would have done the Atholian from Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, yeah. Actually, maybe if they could make it a deluxe, Mayor McCheese, I believe his name was similar to that,
Or
like an add-on.
The guys from the Bad Batch.
Yeah. They had a Lithorian on that show as well. It was a Bad Batch or Rebels that they actually introduced, like Kenner Hammerhead, Walrus Man, and Greedo.
They're in the Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch, that was fantastic. Yeah. So that's why that's my favorite of all the cartoons, because they did that. Filoni did that. I think that's badass. Like, and you catch it like right away. It's not like, oh, I didn't notice. Like for me, oh, I didn't notice that. But no, I noticed it. It was like the most noticeable. I couldn't miss it. I'm so proud of that. Just like in Toy Story, Kenner Obi-Wan Kenobi battles Walrus Man for like fourth of a second, like on screen. Twice they pop up, and I was like, oh my god, that's the highlight of the week for me. Very cool. Orange eyes, this guy, orange eyes. Yeah, he's got the orange eyes, just like a dot. I can't see if it's Pac-Man-y because I'm half blind. But yeah, let's say I sold $400 Canadian at the show throughout the day. Mostly modern toys, but I did sell a couple of vintage AT-ATs. They were both complete. They were both yellowed on the bottom, and both had some yellowing, some discoloring on the legs, but they were decent. They had their chin guns and the side guns and all the doors and battery covers and stuff. So they weren't from my box collection. They were just loose ones that I had picked up over the past, let's say, 5 or 6 years. And I usually just don't ever sell my vintage toys. I just keep them. But because I live in a small apartment, I don't need 4 AT-ATs, do I? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I still have 3 of them. I still have 3 more that are the modern ones that I decided to keep because, you know, one is like the modern re-release in the 90s of the vintage AT-AT, so it's a really clean example of how an AT-AT's supposed to look. And the other is the same one, but with the muddy feet, because they made an Endor version of the 90s AT-AT with the muddy feet. And it's kind of an original paint job, so I decided to keep that one as well. And then there's the big AT-AT. When they finally released the big AT-AT, that was a priority for me. And, you know, one of my favorite modern toys, to be honest, you know, with the Razor Crest and even the big Millennium Falcon, I'm going to say that's probably my favorite of the modern vehicles.
Yeah.
I love. Do you have that one, the big Millennium Falcon?
No.
It's so big, man. It's literally the biggest. I can't even have it out. Like it's that big. So it's in a box that's made for like a kitchen table. Like it's like a 4 foot by 4 foot box. Like it's just, I've got no other option. But it's a very cool toy, and I got it for, I believe, like $30 Canadian on a Craigslist deal. And the only thing it was missing was those little hollow chest pieces, little orange hollow chest pieces on the dejarik table.
Yeah.
But luckily, there's I think it's a Saga, a Chewbacca figure that comes with a little dejarik table and some almost identical hollow chest pieces in an orangey color. I just kind of modified them to fit, and there you go. I got my chest set now.
That's cool.
So
I think the only Falcon I have at the moment is an inbox Power of the Force.
Yeah, which is another cool one.
Originally re-released it
because it's using, you know, the same tooling and molds of the vintage ones, so they're
Yeah.
great examples of how they're supposed to look. And if you're looking to complete one or build a vintage one, they're great to compare. You know, this is the part I need, and to see the differences, the little differences between the vintage parts and the modern parts, because there are some similarities. So at the end of the show, me and my buddy BC Sasquatch Man, please give him a follow on the Instagrams and the TikToks and whatnot. A toy lover like me, local guy, I've known him for many years, and he's joined me in our venture to be vendors at these toy shows for the second time. And I think we had a good time. He isn't.
Yeah, I was just listening to his thing, a little bit of his stuff before I came over here.
Oh yeah, then yeah, Ken and Toy Connections, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ken's a cool local dude. He's a big Transformer wrestling guy. Yeah, this helmet, I like the added kind of forehead to him. So this is I believe it's a Fig Arts Bandai, or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Another local guy, I can't remember his name. I apologize. I picked this up for him. I think he was $35 or $40 Canadian, and I'd never seen him before. I'm like, hey, that's cool. I want him. We tried to work a trade, couldn't do it, so cash had to leave my pocket. He was a fellow vendor. Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to recommend this. It's perfect scale for Black Series, and it's badass. Okay, that's at the toy show. What else did I get at the toy show? I think you got this wave, right, Chris, of the retros?
Yep.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen these
I
yet.
just picked up Moon Knight and a couple others.
So these were available with Krypton Toys and Collectibles. They're the local toy store that held this toy show. So they set up a little table because they're just down the street, and they're also open, so encourage people to go to their store. Oh, there's the Canadian dollar value. Yeah, these are awesome, Chris. I love these. I
also pre-ordered the Ghost Rider on his motorcycle. That looks so cool.
That is a cool one, eh? With the box.
Yeah.
I love the colors, man. And it's mostly the same artist, John Tyler Christopher, that's doing all these, that does all the Black Series artwork. So super talented to see his artwork used and colored in different ways to, present like this. Like, come on, man. And you thank Kenner Star Wars for all this packaging. So the Black Widow, cool. She got a little, is that belt or grappling hook gun? But yeah, very cool as well. So those will be opened on a future episode of Let 'Em Breathe. Moon Knight. I might even already have this one, so I'll have to double check before I open them. Just, so simple in the colors, but so effective. And the awesome colored Green Goblin.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So I think with my retros pickup, I'm caught up. I'll have to double check. I'm happy that they are quite readily available. My Walmart usually gets them. My GameStop usually gets them. I have gotten a couple on Amazon, but usually I pick them up when I see them because they're reasonable. They're,
Yeah, they're reasonably priced, good packaging.
Yeah, I love the packaging, but I think I've opened up almost every one I've gotten, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. And yeah, so speaking of Toy Connections, this is what I got from Toy Connections, Ken.
Cool.
I believe this is a Toys R Us exclusive WrestleMania 2 Mr. T versus Roddy Piper with boxing gloves and additional hands. And they both got like the bathrobes, the boxing robes. I like this one because it says Mr. T on it instead of like Hulkamania. Yeah, so this will be opened. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be giving this to Dino. Like, come on, man. Too bad it's not a real soft goods. It should be a kilt, no?
Yeah.
The picture, it looks like shorts.
Oh, that's what he wore for the. He had a kilt when he walked down, but when he took his kilt off, that's what he had.
Okay,
Those
okay.
shorts.
For like official boxing rules, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pity the fool. He almost looks scared. I absolutely love every Mr. T figure ever. So yeah, this will be opened up eventually. So what else did I get from the toy show? Oh, let's look at that. You might have saw this last night. I brought this up in the Scarif, guys.
Yeah.
Fonzie 12-inch LP. Come on, man. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say none of you guys have this. Just,
I do.
You're solid,
I have that, and I have the other one that was a.
You do have this?
Happy Days.
You do have this?
I've got the All in the Family Archie Bunker one.
Oh, wow, that's so awesome. I never knew this even existed. It's got this little picture frame, so it's going to be great to display.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great it's a great book.
It's fun. I'm a Fonzie fan. Always have been.
Yeah.
Huge Fonzie fan. Happy to have met him a couple of years ago at the Fan Expo in Vancouver. So yeah, that was some of my spending. I believe Kenny sold me the Rocky set for $85 Canadian. So probably my most expensive pickup of the day. But after the toy show, me and my buddy Jay went off to a store called Toy Traders in Langley, which is probably, I'm going to go on a limb and call it the biggest freaking toy store on the planet, but it's definitely the biggest toy store in Canada. And
yeah,
I've never been to every toy store in North America, so I can't claim anything. But yeah, by far my favorite in the world, and the biggest that I've ever seen. And I'll have to spend literally over like a couple of days visit one time to film the hell out of it for YouTube. There's lots of videos on there, including from Ken films many times when he goes there. But Kevin Smith has a couple of great videos live from there that you may be able to find on Toy Traders and Kevin Smith's channels. But yeah, highly recommend that store if you're ever in Vancouver. It's a place to visit. It's about a 45-minute drive from like downtown Vancouver, if that's where you happen to be, but in the suburbs. But it's the place to be, man, for vintage and modern.
Cool.
So yeah, speaking about Toy Traders, after the show, me and my buddy Jay, we still got 3 boxes full of toys that we didn't sell at the toy show, even though we both did pretty well. So we go to Toy Traders, and Toy Traders, called Toy Traders for a reason. You can bring in your toys, and they'll give you some trade value towards purchasing in their store. And so we both did that. We're like, okay, let's see, if there's stuff they don't need or want or don't think they could sell, they'll not offer to buy it from you. So they give you a little coaster buzzer thing that you put in your pocket, and it vibrates and blinks red lights when it's ready, kind of like restaurants have. And you go back to back, and they go, here's your trade value voucher, and you can now go shopping in your store, kind of thing. So we both did that, and we both did really well there too. So almost like doubling our profits from what we sold at the toy show. But then again, we got money to spend on toys now, so we did.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I picked up, for the love of God, Mr. Michael Knight himself. I've been refusing. I've been refusing to pay the Canadian value of some of these reaction figures.
Yeah.
But because it was like trade value, it was more fair to me, so I grabbed him. I love it. Sadly, I will have to let him breathe because my Diamond Select kit is just too lonely without him standing right beside it. So yeah, badass. Great package design. These guys have some of the top package design in the business right now.
I really hope that you would do a Magnum PI or something like that.
Of course, I think so. Bring the Fall Guy back. Magnum PI would be great as well. I'm trying to think of some other cool classics. My dad loved Bonanza. I would love a cool Bonanza set of figures, like in the retro style. That's me personally, showing my age, but
that might be one step too far for them. I would like them to do either redo or do some new Battlestar Galactica or Buck Rogers.
Yes.
I would love them to do the last Starfighter.
But hey, I'm gonna throw this out there. They did freaking Golden Girls,
and that was still when they were part of Funko.
I know,
they sold really, really well. And they do some weird stuff.
That's and the Bundys, Married to Children. I grabbed that set.
Yep.
And Toy Traders as well. I got this second George Lucas Stormtrooper because I'm gonna have to let one breathe. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also,
you should go look at plastic meatballs.
Meatball, yeah, I do know. I know of them, Chris. They make some quality 3 3/4 styles.
They just showed their new Labyrinth figures and Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas figures.
Wow!
I will buy all of them. I just bought all the Time Bandits ones that they did, and they've done some Kellogg's ones. I just bought all those.
So yeah, this is a resealed $46.95. I just wanted a dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And now I got myself a dog with a battle head. I know his name is Timber, but it's a wolf. It's badass. So I got him. And because he's badass, also, this is badass.
Nice.
So this happened. This is so freaking cool. And it was available on its own. I bought this just as the Gator. I didn't get the Croc Master figure. I believe it was $29. And I'm like, you know what? Because I'm trader bucking it. It's coming home with me. Fantastic. I love it. So now I got Eagly, Fiona, and Timber into my collection. I love those guys. And I blame Super John. Hello, White Shadow. Absolutely, man. Come to Vancouver nonetheless. You'll love it here. Good morning, Kat. How you doing? I blame Super John. I now have the something Vendom mask, which kind of reminds me of my Chevy Blazer I used to have. Just badass, man. And it's missing a gun and the figure, whatever, Captain One Patch Eye dude, is missing his helmet. So I will nothing's broken except one tire here. It's split, which I didn't know that was even possible. So I may have to see if I can crazy glue that, because I'm not too worried about it. Otherwise, it's pretty clean. Stickers, one sticker's pretty good. Price tag residue I got to get off.
That's
good, but
that's the jackhammer, is what that vehicle is called.
Jackhammer, yeah, but it's also got the word Venom in his name.
That's because that's the name of their organization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Cobra.
Cobra, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of new to the mask game, but yeah, man, it is quite affordable. The Toy Traders has several of these vehicles on display and for sale in one of their cabinets. And yeah, this I believe was $39, and he had two other ones, and I just picked the one that looked the nicest. They were all $39. I think they were all missing a gray gun that goes up top here.
Yeah,
and I think they were all missing his helmet. I could be wrong. I might have rushed.
Did Cliff come with his helmet?
No,
his helmet.
He's missing his helmet. So I've already been searching on the damn eBay.
Yeah,
it's good for searching for stuff like that, I guess. But yeah, I may try to complete it. Why not?
It's a cool little it's a cool one. I Jackhammer I never got. I have several other pieces, but I never got Jackhammer.
I don't think I had any of these as a kid at all. I just don't think I did. I think 84, I was out of toys. And to complete my Bad Batch, my Inspector Gadget clone, I believe his name is Tech. No, that's Echo.
Echo.
Very pale, but wow, man, his helmet is badass.
Resistance is futile.
No doubt it is, eh? And I guess, yeah, he's got this claw arm, which is kind of weird, but I like this. Just that looks cool. And I hope he's left-handed shot, because he's only got one hand. Very cool. So I'm happy to have collected the Bad Batch, except Omega, because I'm gonna wait till she's an adult before I get her as an action figure, I think. Pretty cool. So I'm glad I've completed the Bad Batch, less Omega. And I had to do it. Had to Dark Trooper it up.
Yeah.
For $50 Canadian at the Toy Traders as well, but well worth it if I'm trade bucks. But yeah, I'm glad. I don't think I can't have two of these, so I may have to track another one down.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. They just started hitting our target, so I'm sure at some point they'll go super clearance.
Oh man, if you see them for $20 or less, yeah, let me know. I showed off my Fonzie album. I saved something really cool for last that is from my buddy BC Sasquatch Man, Jay. He didn't officially declare it a birthday gift, but yeah, I can't fit it on camera. It's so fucking big. So this, I believe, is a Marvel Select.
Oh yeah, Abomination.
Badass is that?
Yeah, they did a lot of real good work on him.
It's so big. So very happy to add this to my collection. Jay picked up at Toy Traders a Treebeard action figure, which makes this looks tiny. It's a
that Treebeard is huge.
I think he got it for $50.
That's not bad. That's not too far off what they were when they were in the stores.
No, I
I
think
think they were 39 or something like that down here.
so big, so badass. And he also grabbed a troll, which I dig. And if I saw them, I would have grabbed them myself. But yeah, really digging this. One of the cooler pickups of the day. It was on his table at the toy show, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take this, put it behind my table so no one buys it. Very happy to add more green figures. I love green figures. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that too, Kat. I'm doing okay. I'm gonna watch some Grey Cup football today. Canadian Football League A. See how much snow is on the ground in Saskatchewan, Regina, Saskatchewan, which is where the game is being held today between, let me get this, the Toronto Argonauts and the Winnipeg Blue Ballers. No, they're the Blue Bombers. Yeah, I look forward to opening up Echo. Hello, Milky Way. How are you doing today? So yeah, I don't think I got anything else to show off here. Just wanted to show off some of the stuff I picked up before I start taking pictures and opening it up for shorts and TikTok videos and silly stuff like that. Yeah. It's sometimes fun to do and sometimes a pain in the ass to do, but I get it. I appreciate it. I like to watch them too, so why not participate in all the madness? We all got cameras.
Exactly. Everybody loves to watch other people's stuff.
Hey, what's going on, Super John? How was your French fries?
We're good. I got caught up in things. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's what you gotta do, man. Did you put gravy on your chips?
We did. I did this time. Yes.
Hey, Shabby would be proud.
It was kind of like a chili gravy style thing. It's like a meat chili mashed thing. So it's like kind of gravy-ish.
Fake poutine?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not a poutine fan. I love gravy and fries. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm all over that shit. Lots of pepper, black pepper, but the cheese curds, yeah, it doesn't float my boat. I can't say I've ever tried it, but I don't think I will.
It's like a meat gravy with little bits of hamburger in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you had a hamburger in it. Cool. That's better than mold.
Yeah.
Cheese mold.
Like chili with a lot of meat and no beans. You know what I mean?
That's my favorite. I love the beans though. I can't not include the vegetarian part of chili. Even vegetarian chili, I'll eat that shit all day, man. Like it's just.
Oh yeah.
But I love meatitarian. Meatitarian's my favorite. I'm a carnivore.
So you need that little gun, huh?
Yeah, I think it's gray from what I've been looking at.
Yeah, and it slides in that little hole there.
On the top, right?
Yeah.
And is that the one that you're supposed to tuck underneath when you're done with it?
Oh no, it goes in a hole. Look under the turret.
Yeah.
Under the turret, there on the flatbed. On the flatbed part.
Oh, in here.
There's a section there that's sort of gun shaped. It slides into there. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a pretty decent shape.
To pull the front forward over the windshield, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I had to play with it because
it's difficult to move it. They don't move that. And then when you roll it around, the guns fire.
Oh, do they really?
They should work with the wheels.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Isn't that neat?
Badass. Yeah, I just look. But the one tire's snapped or ripped.
The rubber will get on some of them.
Does that happen? Yeah.
Yeah, but you got a pretty good one there. The chrome looks nice.
No, the chrome does look nice. Like I said, I had three I could have picked between. There was a decent selection of maybe a dozen different trucks and cars, and this one had the sharpest looking chrome. I'm like,
and it's a badass vehicle. I think I like that one a lot.
I used to have a Chevy Blazer, so it reminds me very much of that. What else you got going on today, guys? Chris is working and doing his celebration. Is it celebration of life, Chris? Is that what you're?
Yeah, kind of like a lightweight.
Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't done anything like that for my dad. He actually requested not to do that. One of the last few times my sister and I were visiting with him on his birthday and on Father's Day 2 years ago. So that's that's kind of why we went to see him. My sister wanted to go over this kind of stuff, right, in case the worst happened, and the worst did happen like 2 weeks later. So, but I think myself and maybe a couple other family members like my sister and some other people, we'll do something. Maybe this summer we'll just get together and just do a little thing for ourselves. Most of his family's in Manitoba as well, so it's a little tough to just get together. We're not that close together when you're 3,000, 4,000 kilometers away. How about you, John? What else you got going on today?
I really want to at least finish the video of the stores tour that we were on when David was here.
Okay, yeah.
I still haven't. It's like half done, and I haven't finished it. Basically, I don't know if I'm going to narrate over it, or if I might just add music and let you guys look at the stuff we were looking at. And then there's a spot where Dave and I talk, so I'm leaving that spot intact. But the rest of it, I know the store's music they were playing would do some kind of copyright thing, so I'm not gonna. I'll play music over it or something.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta film the pickups that I got afterwards. You know what I mean? So I at least want to finish that by the end of today. But I was also working on the next affordable video is on Transformers, and I like to put those out on Mondays, but I don't think I'm going to be able to have it done by the end of Monday, so it'll probably be Tuesday again.
Okay. And you're not going to reveal any new Lego sets to us here today that you're not allowed to reveal?
I don't have any. I think everybody knows about them all already.
Have they announced an Indiana Jones one yet?
I haven't seen one, but
I bet you that get leaked, whatever, brickheads.com or whatever.
Yeah.
All the Lego fanatics.
The thing is though like the brick. What is the brick one? Brick. The big one that the guys.
Bricks.net or something like.
They get the information before we do.
For Lego.
It's really. I've actually asked about how they get that stuff in before we even get it.
It was cool to chat with Jason from MakingStarWars.net yesterday on the Scarif After Dark podcast. He's a fun guy. I enjoy watching his content. And
Beyond the Brick.
Beyond the Brick. Okay, I think I follow them on one.
Those guys, they got the yellow logo. They get the information before we do, and it's really strange.
Hey, I just watched Friday night, I think it was, the latest episode of The Toys That Built America, and it was the Meccano Lego edition. It was rad.
Was it?
It's a very well produced show.
Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah.
Long live the Nacelle group.
Is that a Nacelle also? That's a Nacelle one too?
I think they're producing that stuff. They produced, I think they produced that Icons series as well. I think they're involved with the production side of that. So they're getting involved in lots of stuff. Now that their toys are they're starting to roll out a couple of toys and stuff. And
yeah.
I can't remember one of the robot toys. How you doing, Rolando?
So did you get that Abomination there too at the thing?
I got that from my buddy Jay.
That's pretty neat. He's big.
Badass. Do you have this one?
No, I don't. It's big.
It's huge, dude. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Was he a Build-A-Figure?
You know what? Maybe. I'm not a.
No, I think he was an original figure because Toy Biz didn't then do that.
Oh, you think that was before?
Or is it Toy Biz, not Marvel Select?
Yeah, I think that's a Legends figure. That's not a Marvel Legends figure.
Because I'm pretty sure I have an Abomination, and it's definitely not this thick.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing one that chunky.
Like
that design.
I could throw this and actually cripple you with this. Like take out both eyes and break a cheekbone, and it's heavy and awesome. I'd really dig it. So I'm gonna try and play this little. I think it's only. Well, I won't go through all 19 minutes of it, but my little video tour of the toy show yesterday. If you missed it live,
Oh yeah. How did you do? Okay there?
I did do okay. I think between 400 and 500 Canadian is what I ended up bringing home. And then I took the remainder of most of the toys to toy traders and traded it for trader cash. So I got another 500 there. So, about $900 in income. And I threw away. I spent maybe 300.
Gotcha.
So that's free money.
See,
Not
even
free.
at the end, in a sense.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like the do back.
Yeah, the little patches.
Yeah.
So first is my table here.
Yeah.
And there was a cool vinyl guy set up playing records all day, so that was cool. And that's where I got my Fonzie album.
Yeah, that's a cool
I can
do back.
see
I
it
like
across
that a
the
lot.
hall.
Bantha.
There's a rumor going around that that Kenner is going to produce a remake of the Darth Vader action figure case
What's going on, peoples?
Oh, I was
for
We are
Black Series.
3 hours.
Oh my
3
gosh, a
hours
big
into the
one?
toy
Dude.
show.
Yeah, we'll probably only hold
Yeah.
4 figures.
Come on down and buy my shit.
Yeah, I brought 2 of them for sale. Both were really clean ones. I took them in the bath with me Friday night, rub-a-tub-dub, and cleaned them up because they've just been sitting in my balcony in a garbage bag. And no one bought them. I had $25 and $30 price tags on them. No one bought that complete Jabba.
Oh, nice Hot Wheel. I like those.
No Afras, Mark. I did look.
But I did sell 2 complete AT-ATs
Wow.
pretty quickly, actually, and not much price negotiation. So I underpriced that thing at $150 and $80 Canadian.
150 is not bad. I mean, what, for a boxed one or just?
No, they're loose vintage AT-ATs. but
Okay, yeah.
Both had some yellowing, but they had their chin guns and their side guns, battery covers.
Hey.
Nobody wants to buy a crippled Pawns. Too bad. I sold 1 vintage collection figure, so to me that means they're not as desirable, to be honest, from my toy selling experience.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Let me squeeze through here. Please.
if you lowered the price
That's
to
all right.
dirt cheap, they'd probably go. But it's like,
They're
People
all
don't wanna
cheaper
buy-
than what they
people
cost
don't-
right now in stores.
yeah, people don't want them at the prices they are. Yeah.
There aren't even any on my store shelves. Except for the retro figures are peg warming. Anything vintage collection is gone.
Well, in
My
Canada,
targets
we
have a
literally
ton
we
of
get
New complete
one
AT-ATs
case
today.
of retro figures
not
in the
down here.
store. We don't get like repacks
Nobody's
or
even
more than
opened
2
up the
cases.
Vader
So they
case.
don't peg warm. They go when I go in the store, they're gone because I buy 1 of each and their peg's empty, and they don't restock them ever. They never have. So
See,
in
we
the
have
States, I understand
buttloads.
you guys would get maybe 2 or 3 cases a year. You never know, right?
We
Yeah.
have buttloads of all of them. We have like the axe guy, the Mandalorian axe dude from like every Target seems to have 20 of those. There's like 50 Landos. We have a bunch of the girl there from that show with the Mando armor. What the hell was her name? Kate Plazer, right?
I finally
the
found
main
one of those
pick.
wolves the other day.
And Axe Wolves, right? Yeah. And
Wow.
then
He looks good. He looks good.
the Miggs guy, I think it's Miggs in the
Yeah.
suit, the driver
We had
suit.
Migs everywhere, but then Target got rid of him.
Yeah,
I was
they're-
looking for the new Migs.
and then the retro collection, yeah, they're all over the place. And then the Walmarts have that wave that had the band member guy, and
Oh, this is my buddy Jay's
I think it's
table.
Din Djarin in the pilot,
Let me know
the
if you see
vehicle
anything you
driver
like.
outfit.
That
That whole wave,
We'll raise
the
the price
Walmarts have like a
20%
million of them.
and ship them to you.
Oh, the
I
Willow
haven't
stuff.
seen any of that wave yet.
Ha!
Willow.
Yeah, Jay did pretty good. He made more money than me. Doesn't mean he's cooler than me. It just means he's sold more toys than me.
I think people in South Florida gave up buying this stuff. They're just not buying anything at Target and Walmart anymore.
Is that right?
Ours are so stocked with toys.
Well, it's Christmas time, so they're it should all be gone Boxing Day. Like I guarantee you, all of it.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
There's hardly anything on our shelves now.
Is that right? Yeah, I've seen a couple of your pictures of empty store shelves. I'm quite surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I put up that video a couple weeks back showing the stores, I think I did like 2 Targets and 2 Walmarts. People were commenting like, I haven't seen a store that full of stuff in years. You know, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why is everything in Florida?
I'm taking orders right now.
Yeah, anything you see in this video, I'll buy it for you, and I'll only mark it up 20% and ship it to you. That's 20% Canadian.
I'm trying to get rid of a few things.
I'm just kidding. Honestly,
I have a Maestro, Hulk Maestro I want to get rid of that I put back in the box. So it's,
Oh, he's badass, man. He's got a beard.
yeah, he's got a beard. Yeah.
Buy all figures with beards and hammerheads.
I'll trade or do whatever. I don't care. It's like,
He's desirable. You shouldn't have any problems. Hey, get down, Jackson. Get down. Get down. Freaking cat.
Pimp alert.
Scar.
Jay did pretty well. He likes the Motus and Marvel Legends and Hulks and Venoms, but he's the guy that's got me interested in the Mythic.
Yes.
He has,
That
like,
guy's awesome.
You got more Muppets in here?
Yeah, Muppets figures are cool too.
I wish somebody would pick that license back up again. Palisades did such a great job with them.
Is that right?
He's selling these dolls.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice if somebody
And now
would do
it's
more
Diamond,
new
right?
ones. Huh?
This one's
Now
called
it's Diamond that
Father.
makes Muppets toys.
Yeah, they do some stuff, but mostly it's all stuff that's already been done.
I just saw these. I'm not kidding. I just saw these at the hobby shop near me. Now it's like, what the hell? There's like family figures. That's hilarious.
They were.
You're
They're
pulling them out.
They're quite modern.
Oh, they're at the store right now. Yeah.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. They're not in our stores. I think Jay got them at a church sale. He's been known to get some cool toys at church sales. So I don't know if you guys have those
Oh,
in
there's
America,
the
but
one.
Jay gets all.
No, yeah,
cool.
they do that once in a while here. The one across the
Like
street.
on like a Tuesday at noon, when everyone's working and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
good opportunity for toys at church sales.
I went to one, but they didn't have anything toys. It was all clothing and dishes and stuff. Is that your brother?
That's my buddy Jay. We go to the
Yeah.
same barber, which is no barber. This is a pretty cool Hot Wheels. You could even sell that guy for $10.
On a very special episode of Letterkenny.
The Bone Shaker massive one.
Oh, okay. It just looks cool, like in a horror collection or.
Two dolls.
Yeah,
garage
yeah.
collection.
Monkey.
Monkey.
All it.
So did you partner with him and split the table, or did you just like happen to be right next
No,
to
we
him?
each got a table, and when Krypton Toys, who was holding the show, when they announced it on Facebook, I commented on it. I'm like, "Oh wow, that's my birthday! Thanks for the free tables on your birthday." I heard. I think I did hashtag free table on birthdays, and they said, "Oh, no problem. We could do that for you, Rick." So I got my $60 table, gratuit, courtesy of Krypton Toys. But the tables are $60, very reasonable.
Oh, that's reasonable, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a smaller.
But I
toy
mean, how
store,
did you end up next to your friend? That's what I was wondering.
Well, because we told them like put us next to each other, or
Yeah, yeah.
because we got to watch each other for smoke breaks and whatnot, right?
Well, even just to get up and walk around, because you
Yeah,
just
that's the main
sit
reason.
there all day and you're just like,
That's how we get
Oh
to
my
do some
gosh.
shopping, right?
yeah.
The half hour before the show is when all the good shit changes hands. Just so
Oh,
everyone
it
knows.
does. Yeah, yeah.
It really is. Like I have sold toys to guys, and I saw them for sale at their table, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, you got to watch that because they'll
I don't
mark them
care.
up and
But I
just
mean,
sell them at their table.
as long as it's not no high end items.
But
As long as I get the money, I don't care what they do with it.
those Darth Vader cases, yeah, that is true what you said earlier. They
No
don't
one
really
even
have to
opened them.
scale it. They don't really have to scale it up to Black Series size. So like it wouldn't be like 6 foot tall and 3 feet wide.
No, it would just be for four figures.
Yeah, they could just make it so the inside fits 4 or 5 figures. You're right. Yeah.
So
That's
I think Blue
great.
Harvest Mark wants to buy this, Mark. So I do have his contact info.
That's
While I
a
was leaving
really
the show
good-
saying goodbye, he's like, "Okay, you can have it for 170." And I'm like, "Well,
That's
That's
in
a
really
nice
good shape,
figure.
though.
I'm like, dude, we're walking away now." Like, I go, let me talk to my buddy Mark, confirm he wants to pay whatever 30 shipping or whatever it's going to cost. And
That box is the cleanest box I think I've seen in my entire life.
that's
I
what I
know
was,
Very nice.
there's some at my local stores, but the boxes are trashed.
that's what I was telling Mark. This guy here at this table, he had I think 2 tables, maybe 3 tables. He's the cool vintage toy guy in my community for these toy shows. He's always got a good showing of wares. He did not sell his $400 ad at Getting Humped by Mr.
Well, it's
T.
being banked by the Hulk.
But it didn't sell. It was a mint example. It was a very nice example. American Star Wars box.
I like
See,
the
those are our GoBots we had in Canada early on.
Oh yeah, I'd like one of those.
The same Tonka kind of brand.
Yeah, I'd like one of those just to have the example of the packaging because it's terrible.
I'll try to get you one. They're quite reasonable. Like maybe they were $20 or something.
I like the packaged Voltron too. I don't think I have one on card. Oh, look at that! Oh,
That's the more modern NECA one though.
oh, was that a NECA one? Okay.
Yeah, I love the Fisher
Oh,
Price.
Adventure People on card.
I love
I
those.
don't. I've been hunting for one on card. I don't have any on card.
Oh, really? I see them all the time, dude, up here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that was a cool one too. Unpunched.
Yeah. How much was that? Jeez, man, I would have spent money at this show.
This,
Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
already seeing all the stuff I would buy
is
that
a
I
good
don't see
table.
down here.
I tried to
That
get some
awesome.
good footage of this table. He always has some good stuff. I think he's a full-time online toy reseller, and he lives like in the suburbs, like the real suburbs, Chilliwack, I believe. So out in the like a couple hours away from downtown Vancouver, past Toy Traders even.
Chilliwack.
So he's the guy that kind of finds all these toys out there in the valley.
Yeah.
It's called. So he always has some good stuff. Last toy show he had the Bigfoot, the big Kenner Bigfoot.
Well, that's what people keep telling me. There's a big flea market like an hour or two south of me. It's south of Miami, and it's in this place called Highlight, just like the game, like the sport Highlight. But the thing is, when you get south of Miami, there's absolutely zero toy stores and comic stores down there because the population south of Miami starts spreading out because you're really getting into the Everglades and all that stuff. And like Homestead is like the last town in Florida, basically. And then the next 200 miles of the south of Florida, there's no towns. It's just scattered homes here and there. You know what I mean?
Okay, I gotta go back to this.
But I've been told that everybody brings all their stuff to the Highlight Flea Market because they don't want to drive any further north. You know what I mean? Like, if you've already driven an hour to get to the flea market, that's your limit. They don't want to drive all the way another 2 hours to get to where I live to sell it to the toy stores.
I hear you, but that's how you
I,
make money, right?
I've been told by some of the toy stores and the comic guys around here that if you go to the Highlight Flea Market, that's where a lot of these stores, like Way Back When and Tate's Comics, that's where they get their inventory.
Yeah.
They take weekly trips down to the Highlight Flea Market and just buy all the toys at the flea market, and that's why you see new stuff at their stores every week. Because the people who live down south, that's their limit. That's where they drive. So
Yeah,
I've been
absolutely.
told,
If you live in a big city, in
Yeah.
Canada or the U.S. or even in Europe in the UK area,
it's all stuck
yeah,
up
if
by
you get a
those
couple hours,
stores.
an hour or so out of the
Yeah.
general vicinity where everyone lives, you do have better luck finding some of these vintage treasures, even if they're for sale, like at flea markets or
Yeah.
church sales or antique stores in those communities, because they don't have as much traffic and shoppers like us who want the stuff. So they might have some of this in stock on lots of occasions. So I stopped on this one, John, to see if you had any info on it. It said Snake Eyes prototype $250, and it had like some white arms.
Yeah, it's probably a test shot just to make the when the plastic is different colors like that, it generally means it's just a test shot, and they use whatever plastic
And
they
if
have.
wouldn't it be like quite valuable?
Yeah.
Because
The weird thing is,
Ken is a G.I. Joe collector, and I don't think he brought it home. So I'm curious about it.
the interesting thing is, I've seen Snake Eyes sell for $200 on his own, or like the one that was produced. So I would think a prototype would be a lot more than that. But
yeah, I would too.
But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult. You know,
get a couple of nice carded Star Wars figures. Nice, clean.
I have that
clean
exact
bubble.
one. Add a commander on a revenge card. I have that exact one.
I think they were about $400 Canadian, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
And this is another good example. Had a couple of holes punched in it, which I don't know why that would ever happen.
Yeah,
So you don't punch the punch tag; you punch other holes.
They did that sometimes, yeah.
So
what it was is they probably had one of those hooks that had the two prongs. Back in the day, there were some
you're
that
probably
had
right.
prongs. Because look how they're pretty much evenly spaced there. You know what I mean?
Can't really see the price tag would be, but shame on them. Good American examples though. Said he had some of the better.
Oh, look at that! Oh,
is that a superpowers thing, John?
Yeah, I think it is. I thought it was. I think it's like.
It's big. It's really big.
I think you could put a guy in the blue things,
yeah,
and they may have originally it might have had a cover.
It might be 2 feet wide.
Things.
Like, see how big it is compared to the Batmobile?
Yeah.
It's like shuttle titanium size.
Yeah, I think it fit 3 different guys.
It was Maestro.
I think it was a bad guy vehicle, if I remember right. That thing.
There was a lot of Black Series there. I sold.
I think it was Darkseid's vehicle.
Darkseid's, yeah, right. There you go. Exactly.
I believe I sold 0 Black Series figures and 1 vintage collection Sky Blue Boba Fett to my buddy.
Yeah.
I did not sell 1 Motu because
people are pretty much turned off of Black Series, it seems.
Well, with the Black Series, they want the really brand new stuff that's not out yet, or they want
the really old stuff.
The stuff they missed out on, right? Yeah. So all the stuff in between, it's fodder.
$75 for that one?
Yeah, but he brought them home with him. I believe this is Toy Connection Ken.
Got ya.
But
what was he called? Like Hunter Fett or something? Like.
Nice indie example. Had his gun. I think it only was missing his whip. So $50 is pretty good. The gun, the hat is so ugly. But Ken did pretty well. I talked to him at the end of the day. I sold an extra Mr. T I had, and I sold it for $60. Like no haggling. Ken did not. He had 2 of them there, and they did not sell. So.
Oh, he was just called In Disguise. That's what it was.
He had a great selection, though. He always has lots of good toys available. I got a Hammerhead from Ken as well.
Nice.
I had to convince him $5 was the going rate. But yeah, good setup. I like this cage system he has. So I'm going to look into different ways to display and table.
They've been selling $50 to $60 here. Weird.
Which one?
Crazy. That Boba Fett in Disguise.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, Ken is an Asian guy, and he loves wrestling, which is just a cool combo for me. I didn't know a lot of Asian guys who loved wrestling when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And he loves his Transformers. He's a cool guy. Check out Ken on Toy Connections on the YouTube. This is what I got my Mr. T and Roddy Piper for. If you didn't see, showing that off.
I got that Andre there.
Yeah, me too. I love Andre. So does my buddy Jay. He's his biggest fan. And Bigfoot. He scored a sweet Harry Henderson's doll for like $5.
Oh, neat. He looks like the guy on Dune.
It looks like he just got beat up. The Rock and Sock connection, baby. I called them the greatest tag team of all time, and people laughed at me. I think that.
What the heck is Vern doing eating up the entire chat? Jeepers Orlando Cat.
Oh, he wants to win some contest, probably.
John Rick Rum.
All right, let me close this out here.
Who's this Heroes and Villains Toys guy? What the hell is this?
This guy, go follow him. So
No, that's some cool stuff. I like that.
good little
Good
toy
show.
show. Like, as me as a learner in the vending business, as a toy seller, it's good practice for me and my buddy Jay, because once we have a couple of really big ones here in Vancouver annually, and they're much bigger. Like this show might have had 150, 200 people come through the doors and walk around, but I'm going to be honest, more than 50% of my sales were to other vendors within the toy sale. That's the nature of the beast. And I bought from many of the vendors, and so did Jay.
Yeah.
Trade, if you could trade, you could trade. If you could, haggle a bit, you haggle a bit. It's fun that way, because maybe you get a little bit better deal. Because if you're just going to visit a toy show, rarely do you have trade opportunity, because you're not bringing a table full of toys with you. So it's kind of neat to have that option, and make a few bucks at the same time. It's always good. So it's not an expensive day in that way. Maybe you spend $20 in gas and Subway and a coffee and whatnot. Well worth it.
There have been times where I brought one or two items to this place, because like if I've got a really big item or something that's expensive, like I don't sell them online anymore. I'll either trade to someone in our community who needs it, or if it's something that like I had a $200 thing and display thing with the Y-wing in it and everything, and
Hey,
I took it to one of the shows and just walked around with it, asking if anybody wanted. And I found someone eventually. They were like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that."
Yeah, Ken was actually live just before I went live, but I don't have a YouTube TV guide, and that's something I wanted to ask Mr. Dave's Dimension if he wanted to help get a spreadsheet or something.
I thought of the same
guys
thing
within our communities. Who goes on Monday? Who goes on Thursday? Who goes on Saturday? Like just for the hell of it. Like, I can throw in some free toys or pins for helping out doing something like that. If anyone wants to do it,
I thought of the same.
I wanted to stream yesterday on YouTube, just couldn't find the time, so I threw one up on Instagram, just because we had a little bit of downtime when everyone was eating their sandwiches and their sushi and whatever they had. That's when I went and got my sandwich. When I saw people chowing down on sushi, I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. It was good. Now, experience for looking forward, if me and Jay were to go to the big Vancouver toy show, which is at the P&E, the exhibition where hockey used to be played. So it's a big hockey arena. They open up their floor and another big section outside the floor. I think there might be one before Christmas that we'll just go and visit, not as a vendor, but because it would be a lot more stressed, because thousands of people come through the doors at this big toy show.
Yeah.
And again, it's an all-day event, so you be prepared 8 to 10 hours of on your feet and doing that kind of business and haggling and doing all that fun stuff. Probably double, triple your profits, and you're going to bring a lot less toys home at the big toy shows like this. I think the next one is a 2-day event too, so that would be a big jump for me or Jay to do that. I think it'd be tougher. We'd have to really be prepared, and maybe even bring more toys for something so big. It'd be tough.
I stopped doing the really big ones. Like I found that like $50-$60 for the tables, like my upper limit, because there were some in Seattle that my friend and I did for the podcast, but the table was $750, and we didn't even make $750 that weekend, the whole weekend.
Yeah, I get that.
So, and mostly I was there to promote the podcast, so it wasn't that big a deal. But he had like Transformers and Marvel and stuff. He didn't even sell $300 worth of stuff. So he's like, it definitely was not worth buying a table for $750. Well,
that's how much it was?
You got to have, at Emerald City, the big Seattle one, and I think now they're almost $1,000 for a table. And like they're that much at like Star Wars Celebration. San Diego Comic-Con, the really big Comic-Cons, they're getting up there as far as how much they charge for a table. And
No, our local one is 200, maybe 250, I think, now a table.
for a table, there you go.
Is
Yeah.
that a fan expo there in Colorado?
No, it's just a local comic show.
Okay. Do you guys have a fan expo event there as well?
Yeah, but I wouldn't even dare to ask how much their tables are.
Yeah, our Vancouver Fan Expo, I think it's in February. They started to announce a couple of guests. They're not big enough for me to be interested as a guest yet. Like, spend $50 or whatever to go for the day. That's where I met the Fonz and Carrie Fisher and
cool.
Darth Vader, David Prowse, and Jeremy Bullock, and Lou Ferrigno, and I've met a lot of super Billy D. Williams, all these people in Vancouver over the past 5, 6, 7 years at the Fan Expo event. So I do like it. I'm almost an annual goer. When they don't have big guests, I don't go. So I'm assuming now that everything's open border wise and blah 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 wise, Gina Carano will be the next big guest, because why not? That would convince me to go and pay extra money to go behind her secret curtain, because she's all secret, no pictures for free.
Yeah, she had a huge line in Denver when they were here this last year.
And I know she's already had some relations with the Fan Expo group when, she canceled her Toronto appearance, but the other ones in the States when she made her debut on the circuit. So I would love to meet her. I'm a huge fan. So, but yeah, as a vendor, it would be, I don't think we're ready for it. Like, unless we had a couple people to help us overall, because we'd have less chances to go around, because there'd be more people coming by. Like every minute there'd be someone at your table.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe in the future, if we did have a couple of helpers. Jay's got a couple of older sons who show some interest in the hobby as well. So you never know. A girlfriend could help. Things like that. Family members, but we'll see. My sister's her wares at craft shows now, so she's getting.
We did a show in Seattle that was called Jet City, which is south of Seattle, and we did it for the podcast, and then we had a few things for sale and some artwork and stuff someone brought to sell. And my friend Sarah, she came and dressed up as like a zombie Girl Scout, nice short skirt and everything.
Nice.
Man, when she got there like halfway through the day and then stayed till close, and after she arrived, that freaking table was never dull. Like, people were lined up to get pictures with the zombie cheerleader.
You zombify anything, it's badass. Am I right?
And she's a tall, long-legged, attractive girl, and
even something that doesn't interest me, like say, like just My Little Pony. You wear a My Little Pony cosplay, but then you zombify it. Then it's badass.
There you go. Yeah.
Hello, Lobot. Lobot was bidding on some Flash Gordon animation cells in the UK. Very cool, very cool. Fantastic artwork from that series.
The other thing is, sales like doubled during the time that she was there. So I'm just trying to say, you stick attractive girl in a booth at a Comic-Con, and your customers and sales skyrocket. That's all.
Well, yeah, you need booth babes. We call those booth babes.
Yeah.
And Toy Traders, Toy Traders, the big toy store I'm talking about, they're a big presence at the Fan Expo and always have been. They're like it's almost like they're paid to be there. Like they're like, we need you here because you bring the cool shit.
Yeah.
Like all the cool, like whether it's Hot Toys or statues, Jay and Silent Bob autograph figures, like all the coolest of the cool shit. They get a big footprint in our local convention as one of the bigger local vendors, right? So they've, I'm not to call them booth babes. I'm making fun, but they get some cosplay people. It could be girls and guys that hang around their booth, which is like 20 tables around a big square, with usually some very cool life-size props. So they've had the police, the TARDIS, the call box.
Well, see, I actually wonder how the stuff works, because like some like Seattle, I get invited to now because of the podcast, and but now I have. I mean, the last few years, 4 or 5 years, like when I started the podcast, they were giving me free passes and a free table in their podcasting and a YouTube area. And then now Reed Pop has done like the last, like that one at Chicago. I got free days at Chicago from the podcast, and then I had one for the Anaheim, but I wasn't going to fly there, so I told them I didn't need it, and I gave them back the pass. But and now it's like the Tennessee one. Last year they invited me, and I'm going to see if they will invite me again to give me a pass. But I'm curious how that stuff works, because the vendors clearly have to pay upwards of a few $100 to $1,000 for those booths at these big events. But do all the vendors pay? Because sometimes you see you go in and there you're like Sideshow, Sideshow Hot Toys. They don't have one table. They've got like 6. You know what I mean? They'll take an entire cube up. And it's like, did they really spend like $6,000?
In most cases, they actually do.
Do they? Okay.
I know, in some cases, I think.
Or are they invited
I don't
because they're a draw?
Trade secrets, but I think at one of the past fan expos, maybe it was prior to COVID or just after COVID, I'm assuming they had slow ticket sales. I think they might have convinced a couple of vendors, hey, come on in, gratuit, no charge. We need some vendors.
They're a draw.
So I think it happens. Yeah. It depends, but in most cases, probably not. Like they're in the business of making money, right? But
but I mean,
year, you might do what you have to do.
But I mean, like when you go to a big event and you see Rancho Obi-Wan's there, and they have a small selection.
Well, they're a charity foundation, so
you know what I mean?
I don't think he's paying any contribution like that. He's more of a charity.
Yeah, so I'm like, some of those things, to see those things as a draw, it's like a reason to go to the convention. So, for some people. So I mean, would they be invited? Yeah, like as a
he's like he's just celebrity in a lot of our eyes, collectors' eyes and stuff, because he was the original fan club president and whatnot, right back in the day. And again, the Guinness Book, largest collection of Star Wars. I believe he's still that guy. So much respect to Mr. Steven Stansweet, also contributor to many of the fine collecting books and and cool documentaries and stuff we've seen. So everyone support him. He's a super fantastic dude, and the people that work for him. A dream of mine is to tour the Rancho.
I would love to go there one day. Yeah,
I love the pictures I see. I'm like, I need to go there because I know some of my stuff is in there. As I've sent it to him, I think he's a little bit of a fan of mine too, but not as big as me as him. These two guys were awesome enough to stop by my table a couple times, buy some wares, and then I, of course, had to give them some pins. That's what you do. And if the character shows up at your booth in cosplay and you happen to have their pin in artwork form behind you, you give that to them. That's what you do. This is the way. Yeah. And they looked fantastic. They walked around for many hours, scaring all the kids and doing the bad guy stuff that they're supposed to do. I saw on their business card, it's like bad guys doing good stuff, and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I had to hashtag that. But yeah, then later on, they walked around in their just 501st, jerseys and their uniforms that they wear, and came by and had a little chat at the table about, what events they go to throughout the years, and it's cool getting to know these guys. They're the British Columbia Garrison, the outer rim of the 501st. So cheers to those guys, and the sweet challenge going.
Oh, neat.
Trade and swag, it's what it's all about. So yeah, I kept it shortest and sweetest as I could, showing off my wares. And again, I blame Super John for mask. I'll blame you. But John, they're affordable. The most expensive mask toy at Toy Traders was the red rig, the hauler.
What did he want for the big red rig?
What's it called first, John?
The Rhino.
The Rhino. It was $79 Canadian.
Whoa, that's a beautiful price.
It was, and my buddy Jay is gonna go. He wanted it. I didn't buy it for him out of my own money, but he wanted it, so I didn't buy it. I bought this one instead. I want it too. The next one I'm going to get is the blue van, monster truck van.
Oh, the one that doesn't crack open, right? And there's
Yeah.
a thing in the middle.
He had Toy Traders had, I think they had 2 of them. They both looked in similar condition, and I think they're about $50 to $70. They were quite reasonable for a cool
down
kit.
here. What I did is there were 2 stores down here that have masked vehicles for sale, Bits and Buttons and Tate's. So I went to both of them before I did that last video, and I wrote down all the prices that they had on all the mask vehicles, and Tate's was a little bit more expensive than Bits and Buttons. And then when I got home, I went online to Mercari and eBay and OfferUp, and I checked a Whatnot sale, and I was just looking at what things had sold for, and then watched a couple Whatnot sales, live auctions as they were selling, and they were the cheapest on Whatnot of all the prices. But eBay was even cheaper than my local stores, you know.
Well, I looked on eBay last night when I got home for this vehicle, right? The jackhammer, what's it called?
Yeah, jackhammer, yeah.
Jackhammer, and I'd see completed sales for like 150, more than $100, and some for sale currently for like $200, and they're not sold, but I mean, they're inflate, high asking price. But I'm like, whoa, and I did pretty good. I paid 50 Canadian, but missing those little parts. So, and I also saw lots of sales of, 40, 50, $60. So it's, it's consistent and it's quite reasonable. So I'm on the hunt for the little gray gun on the top.
Yeah.
Top of the
I'll keep an eye out because, like, and I'll tell you a secret.
Long mask for the mask, dude.
Yeah. I don't have an extra mask for that guy, but some of them I do.
For now, I'm going to call him Gino because he's buff. Look at Buffy.
Yeah. Gino or G-Force is right there. Yeah, Tate's is generally more expensive than Bits and Buttons. But see, Bits and Buttons, the only ones who work there are the family. So the husband, the wife, and the kid. And then I think one of their friends, or it might be a cousin or somebody, like works at the store. So that's it. They don't really have any employees. It's family run. And Bits and Buttons is smaller. Where Tate's is a store that's like, 10,000 square feet, and it's super long, and they've got like 10 employees. Yeah. At any given time, there's 4 or 5 employees in the store.
Toys R Us.
His overhead has got to be massive compared to.
It's bigger than Toys R Us. Like, it's bigger than department stores.
Yeah.
And there's like a dozen staff throughout the store. But or check it.
Exactly.
So there's
the overhead's got to be, even though he's a vintage toy and comic book store, I just don't think he could get away without charging a little bit more than some of the other stores because he's got to pay for all that crap,
Yeah. So I encourage you guys, check out, look for some videos of Toy Traders in Langley, BC on YouTube or Instagram. Check out some photos of collectors like us going to the store and see what they're drooling at and pitching tents at, because it's the shit, man. Like, you got life-size Terminators, and he's had the Moose in there. Do you know who the Moose is from? Whatever that science fiction movie is with Chappie and Neil Blomkamp is actually good friends with Matthew, the owner, and Chappie is in Toy Traders, right? Like, Chappie is in there, the Chappie. And Moose was in there, I think, for a year. He had Moose on display at Toy Traders. And Moose is like, like a truck. Like, it's a big freaking mech machine was inside his toy store. And he's got so many cool life-size props and stuff made by different makers and official ones, if it's, master replicas or Gentle Giant, like in this little kind of gallery beside all the Terminators and life-size Ewoks. And the display of vintage G.I. Joe John will make you pee your pants a little. So I encourage you to look for the video to see the vintage toys he has on display up on the frickin' ceiling on like this 10,000 square foot or bigger store.
Wow.
With dozens and dozens of Sky Strikers in the sky and dozens of his tanks attacking dozens of G.I. Joe Mobats with, all that stuff. Like, Matthew's a huge G.I. Joe collector and always has been. So that's the stuff in his store. And then also the city scale Marvel Legends and DC Universe superheroes kind of section diorama on another wall that scales hundreds and hundreds of feet with like every Marvel and DC superhero action figure ever made on this diorama with subways and skyscrapers and other buildings. It's just the cat's ass, man. And you literally need days of filming time because you go in there, you're like in awe the whole time, and you're like, oh, I gotta buy this, oh, I gotta buy this. So you're concentrating on 82 different things, right? Like, oh, look, there's the life-size Groot, and there's the Muppets up on the ceiling, the two old guys life-size on the ceiling, and gremlins everywhere, and it's everything, man. It is very, very epic, as Lobot's saying. So I highly recommend it. Worth the price of admission, which is $0. It's free. It's a toy store, but you're going to buy stuff. So bring cash, and they also take Canadian Tire money. So bring your Canadian Tire money as well. A little secret for you.
Yeah, there's still a couple things at these local stores. I just recently discovered that they have these box sets of Godzilla, and they might be like 6-inch figures or so.
Oh, wow.
But they look exactly like miniature figures of things straight from the 70s movies. So you got Godzilla and Goro and Baby Godzilla and Anguirus and Mothra, but you get like 4 or 5 in a box for around $100, and you got to buy, I think there's 2 or 3 sets. So, but they don't duplicate figures in each box. So it's like one box will be Godzilla, Goro, Anguirus, and like King Ghidorah, and the other box is like Mothra and Spider Guy and something else and something else. You know what I mean? But the articulation and the way they made them is so perfect that there's no joints. You don't see any joints, but yet they're all made out of plastic that's not rubber. So I was looking at them like, how the hell did they make these things posable without, like, there's no pegs in the joints. Like, it's got to be that the way the plastic lines up
and stuff.
The way the plastic lines up is hiding all the joints is basically what I think.
Hasbro's getting better at that, I find, with a lot of the.
Well, these aren't Hasbro. There's some
sleeve, or
there's some Japanese company. They're not Hasbro. They're imported from Japan.
Haya Toys is another.
I don't know what they are, but
they make cool Alien and Predator and Judge Dredd and that kind of sci-fi toys. They're pretty quality, 3.75 inch scale. But I do want to Shogun Godzilla. You were talking about big dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
Because I consider him like 3 3/4 scale.
Oh, he's my ultimate.
So he'd be cool against a bunch of your
other
3 3/4 retro figures.
I used to make him pick up my guys, and then they'd rocket launch away with that hand, and then you would I'd roll over him because he has wheels under those legs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I never had him as a toy, but every time I see him, I wipe the drool up, and I'm like,
yeah.
They're always $500+, but yeah, they're badass. I want one. But thanks both to you two gentlemen, Chris and John, for
I think someone's trying to break in here.
Yeah, get them.
My door's locked, but it's like shaking. Someone's out there like trying to.
It's spirit.
I'm gonna have to get my sword and
it's a nice spirit. Hi, nice spirit.
They're trying to steal my. They're trying to steal my blue snaggletooth. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again, Chris.
Abort.
Thanks again, Chris. And again, blessings to you and your family today and every other day.
Yeah, Chris.
Well,
thank you guys. You guys have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's fake American Thanksgiving. But any day you can have turkey and good feedings with the family and friends is awesome. So yeah,
I was laughing. Like I've got 3 really insane days. Like they gave us Thursday and Friday off as paid holidays. And you absolutely cannot work or it screws up your paycheck. Like you won't get a paycheck if you work on those days. So if I log into my iPad on Thursday or Friday, my pay will be nullified. So you can't work. It screws everything up. But they gave me so many stores and so much stuff to do this week that it's the equivalent of 6 days of work. So I'm like, I have to do 6 days of work in 3 days on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And
But happy
I scheduled it out.
American people, and your holidays, and happy Grey Cup Sunday to everyone in Canada. Yay! Go Saskatchewan. So
but I scheduled it out, and one of the I have to work 12 hours, and then 14 hours in order to get it all done.
Okay, yeah, Grey Cup is starting soon, John. You gotta all go watch the Grey Cup now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and happy Turkey Day to everyone as well.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Later, guys.
Let's